Hey y'all, thanks for coming back to see another Project Life process video from me. And for this layout, it is a Christmas in 2012. And I am not showing y'all how I usually do my supplies in the beginning, because usually I have some supplies picked out already. And I'm just going through what's around my desk at the moment. And because of that though, this layout, when I uploaded these videos onto iMovie, I'm showing y'all real quick where I'm getting most of my papers from. It's that Crinkle & Co paper pad. Anyways, the whole video was gonna be 45 minutes long. I had to speed it up 4 times to get it down to like 20 minutes, and then I did some editing, and that's why it's 18 minutes or so. But anyway, so just picking out the papers and cutting them out to, I think this layout's a bit different. There's, instead of 3x4s, it's 4x4s across that middle section. And yeah, just making sure, since the papers are from different collections, I want to make sure the colors go together. So I took out that red card I put earlier and bring out this one with the reindeer and stripes, because the red was a bit darker to go with that poinsettia card. And just cutting off the round corners, because from the beginning, I never did like the round corners. And when I did start Project Life, I did round my photos so that it could all look, match my photos with the cards. But now, it's like an extra step. I decided to add white cardstock to the back of some photos because cutting out the rounded corners leaves some space. So yeah, border it with some white cardstock here, and it's great because it ends up bringing out the snow of that card in the middle section to the right. And now we're going to start with the title card. Here's a fact. I have not bought any Christmas supplies this year. I have just been using the supplies I've accumulated over the past years, but I'm trying to use them all up because I've gotten to the point where they don't really inspire me. So I'm trying to use them up. I think this is the last year that I'll think these are pretty. I mean, a scrapbooker knows what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm going to use them up before I get to the point where they don't inspire me anymore and I donate them or something. So, because I still think they're pretty still even now. And I want to use this label, which, by the way, these labels, like, are awesome. They're at Michael's. They're the Recollections brand, and y'all need to get some because they're gold foiled and there's many of them, and I'll probably use them for like 3 albums, I bet. No joke. Anyway. I'm gonna write here 2012 in my pen because I am all out of numbers with those alphas that you see on the top corner. And yeah, they should make thickers with just numbers, which I'm sure they do. I just haven't found them yet. And I just realized just now that you all can see the view is a little downward, and you can see the pole of where I hang my camera. Sorry about that. I think I do end up fixing it later. But I put down our first married, and I didn't want to put Christmas again because Christmas is quite a long word to use for thickers, and since it already says Merry Christmas, I thought, yeah, you would totally know what I mean, but I put our first married, like our first Christmas married. Anyways, I had that little gold heart, and I wanted to bring in that wood one, but it wasn't working out, and wanted to put something in that space. And this is where, now that I think about it, really maybe a 1.5 inch circle punch would have worked great to put behind that, but I could always go back and add it. This card is about my husband, Nathan, and he's playing the drums. And he's a guitar player, but he knows a little bit of piano and he knows how to play the drums. And I didn't really even know that he knew how to play. I mean, I know that he was a musician, but I didn't know that he was confident enough to play at our church service to sub in for my sister, who I think when we first started working at our school, we would get the cold and the sinus infection whenever winter came. No, we don't, but you know how it is the first years of teaching. So anyways, he had to sub in for her, and it was so cool. I love this shot. It's just so neat to see my husband playing another instrument. So cool. Anyways, figuring out, want to bring something in the top there's maybe some green, but that was a mint green, so that wasn't working out. So just bringing that little, gluing that little heart, and that works perfect. And I do end up bringing in some green. I add in a clear sticker green star, and I call that card done. This next photo is of me and my husband at a Christmas party, and I miss my long hair, y'all. It's a lot of work to maintain and keep it healthy because I have really thick hair and I have so much hair. So to curl it and to blow dry it used to take me 30 minutes to blow dry it and 45 minutes to curl it because I just have so much. Anyway, just using some clear stickers from that Mambi Christmas pack, and I end up taking a freeze frame of this because I didn't bring the photo close up to the camera so y'all could see the end result. Moving on to this card, my husband and I are posing. We're at the Christmas train, that church on the move here, and I think that's, I say Billy George. Yes, Billy George. Ugh, probably should have Googled this. Let me Google it real quick. Okay, I'm back. It's Willie George, Pastor Willie George. I say Billy George because I'm trying to put in a rock star in. Anyways, it's Pastor Willie George from Church on the Move in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They used to host. They opened up the set from Gospel Bell. If y'all know it, it was an old Christian show that they put on TBN on the Trinity Broadcasting Network. Anyways, they would open up the set and they decorated all Christmas-y, and you can go, and they had a Christmas train and you would ride on the train, and they would have sets, some with live animals and people, and they would reenact the story of Jesus. It was just so neat, and they even had like a restaurant, and we would always get the brisket plate, of course, and you can shop. And yeah, so I'm using this label, which is not part of the Post-it label packs, but it's still from Michaels, the Recollections brand, and added in some of those gold. Oh, so I'm indifferent to felt on scrapbook layouts. I think it's real cute, but then when I come to bring them and want to paste them on my layouts, I'm like, I don't know about this. Anyways, this card is of me and my sister, and we couldn't get close enough to the Christmas train, I remember, because it was just so packed. So we decided to take a picture of the windmill, which we remember seeing in the show, and it was so neat to me and my sister. Mainly people go with families, you know, they have kids, and me and my husband didn't have kids at that point. But we'd go because we would remember seeing the show. It was just so neat, and we would say, Mom would totally love this. And if she lived in Oklahoma, this would easily be a family tradition. And I'm actually going to end up messing up here big time. I'm journaling and I end up misspelling the word channel. I put double L's, and right then and there, I have no idea what to do. I'm like, oh, great. What do I do? So to just think about it, I do move on to something else. I fiddle with some gold hearts and ending putting, oh my goodness, I cannot talk. I glued them on to the part of the card that looks like it's stitched on, and I rather like it because it looks like the stitching, I don't know, it kind of brings the stitching, gives some texture, I guess. So yeah, there's my freeze frame of the misspelled word. So I'm like, no, but wait, I know what to do. Cover it up, of course, Lori, come on. So I bring out one of those awesome Post-its, and it ends up working out because I can go back and really explain better of what this photo means to us and what I'm trying to say. And at this point I left an empty space because I couldn't remember what the show was called, and it's called Gospel Bill, which now it hits me. Now I know why I was saying Pastor Billy George, because it's Gospel Bill, the show that was hosted by him, but his name is Willie George, but I wanted to say the show Bill with his name. Anyway, these next two photos are about my dearest niece, and she is in a Christmas play, and I believe she's only 3 years old. I think they're adorable. I think any children at this age in Christmas plays or anything like that, singing, whatever, it's adorable. It makes my heart melt. I put washi tape there not on purpose. Of course, I ended up taking it off, but you don't get to see that because they're faces of a bunch of children, and I have no idea who their mothers are, and I don't think they would be okay with some stranger having them on the internet. So that's why they're covered up in washi. And I'm just putting some little detail on the corners here, which I tend to do a lot when the photo is a full frame and I don't want to put it on a card. I don't want to crop it and put it on a card or put a lot of embellishing, I guess. And I'm trying to squeeze out some glue, but the tip gets clogged, and my fine liner finally got clogged as well, and it broke on me. Look, she's so cute. Ugh, and if you think that first photo was cute, this one, she's the angel holding baby Jesus, and I can't get over it, y'all. So cute. So I didn't want to just stick on some stickers on the picture. I wanted something in the background to bring them out a bit. And I ended up using this gold polka dot washi that I got from the Target dollar spot. And I actually like it because I don't get a whole ton of it. And it's just perfect. Good amount. And that noted one is from Hobby Lobby. And let's talk about these these alpha stickers for a bit. So Nathan gave me these back in, I don't know, 2008 maybe. So we weren't talking, but we still liked each other. And Valentine's Day came around, and even though I wasn't talking to him, I gave him something for Valentine's Day. He thought because we weren't talking, we weren't getting each other something for Valentine's Day. So he didn't get me anything. And then when his package arrived, he felt so bad, and he ended up ordering me these. If I'm not mistaken, they're from scrapbook.com, and it was like this beginner scrapbooking kit, and it came with 4x6 albums and cards and stickers. Well, anyways, they're a pain. They don't stick. They're matte, so if you try to stick them with glue, if the glue sticks on your fingers and the sticker sticks on your fingers, it'll come off, it'll start to tear off, peel off. So I'm using them still because of the story behind the alphas, but they are a pain. Anyways, so yeah, so this is going to be a flip card. The first photo is going to be the first one that you see, and then when you flip it, I have to add just a filler card. So usually when I add a extra pocket, I don't go all crazy for the filler card. So this one's going to be pretty easy. I think I just use a clear sticker and very minimal embellishing. Using one of my favorite pins from Pigma to do a doodly border around the card. And look, slow-mo of me going off, and you don't see it because my hand's carrying it, but I do write on my desk. But the desk, it's an actual craft desk that Nathan got for me for our anniversary, and it's amazing because I have written on it, painted on it, of course by accident, and it will not stick or it easily washes off. So here I'm using my fuse tool, which I'm doing a really bad job. So I don't even show y'all really the full of me using that fuse tool. It's really bad. Anyway, so as I do, I put my cards in and see what is missing from my layouts that can make everything look more cohesive and have a better flow. And to me, that is adding more of these glitter circle stickers. Oh, and I didn't show y'all this photo because I didn't embellish it, but that photo is about us going to see Future Forestry. If you look them up, you probably heard of them. They're kind of famous for having some of their songs on Grey's Anatomy back when like McSteamy was around. This concert was a Christmas concert though, and I think they have 2 albums of just Christmas carols, and they're beautiful. They're my favorite. The way they composed them and the vocals, just so pretty. Y'all should really check those albums out. Showing you the finished layout and how each card turns out. This layout is quite busy for me, but there's so many different events going on, so different backgrounds, but that's the way it is sometimes. Thanks for watching though. Bye!